Hello, welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch channel. This is Collateral Damage, Episode 2. Everything's on Fire. I am your story guide, Travis Legg. We have this wonderful team of heroes with us who, last session, won a PR victory for Connor's Loss Management by assisting the municipal defender of Cherry Valley, Illinois, and fighting off a couple of, I guess for lack of a better term, Terrigen wannabes who were trashing the local mall. And thanks to the exposure granted by a sort of right-wing nutcase OpNet blogger, the footage of the team's hero, Dumpster Fire, regurgitating a large portion of the survivors into the street from the massive maw in his stomach. Because that went viral, that has led to quite a bit of success for the company. And in the intervening 30 days or so, since last session, there have been a number of new clients that have come to the company, a number of new accounts, many of which have specifically requested that Dumpster Fire and his unit be assigned as their personal adjusters. And a new mascot was created by PR. Do we have that mascot? Did Ghost get a chance to generate that mascot for us?
Not yet.
Okay,
but she's working on it.
Ghost is working on the mascot. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen that there was a bit of a poll. There was a winner. As soon as Ghost has the mascot ready, we'll show that off to you. But in the interim, to celebrate the windfall that Team Dumpster Fire has brought to the company,
what have you done?
Connors has decided to throw a party. Yeah, that's a reasonable facsimile of
there
the.
Oh, it's so good. It's so cute.
It makes me so happy.
Cute.
Also, I'm glad nobody texted me during that time.
Yeah, so we have a sort of chibi flaming dumpster that has become the official logo of Team Dumpster Fire of CLM, and on your uniforms now, where you once had just these sort of cheap iron-on patches that said CLM on them or CC on them, now they are a full color, like sort of that pillowy plush that you might recall from stickers that would have, if you were an 80s or 90s kid. That are a picture of that, and it says Team Dumpster Fire in very vibrant, colorful letters across the top.
Oh, this is good.
And you have been invited to this sort of celebration party that Connors is throwing at the Hancock building. He's rented out an entire floor and had it set up as a massive ballroom. You have been asked to take the day off and bring a date or a friend or somebody, so that you have someone to walk down the red carpet with, and make sure that you're there to have a good time. Of course, wear your uniforms, because this is a PR thing and you are expected to behave as representatives of the company, but have fun while you're doing it. So, having said that, it's a Friday night. It's Chicago. It's the Hancock building. Let's start with Enterprise. What is your routine for preparing for this special occasion?
So they want us to wear our uniforms. So I'm pretty sure that Enterprise is looking at himself in the mirror, kind of picking at this little thing, and he's not happy about it. He'd much rather wear a suit or a real uniform. So that's probably what he does until he's forced to go out in front of people.
Excellent, excellent. And are you? Is there anyone in Enterprise's life that he would like to bring as his companion to this particular? Oh, look at that! I'm so sorry. I got. I would highly recommend snapping a picture of that and tweeting it out.
I'm gonna ink it, and then this is going on Twitter.
Beautiful. I love it.
So I probably didn't have anyone in mind. So I'll probably ask Ghost when I realized that she was around if she knew anyone. And so who knows what chaos Ghost is going to show up with as poor Enterprise's +1.
I have somebody perfect in mind.
See, I knew it.
In fact, like, you know what? Put on this blue tie with your suit. Gonna have somebody who's even gonna match you. Like the whole like matching corsage and tie thing. Be beautiful.
Yeah, just like my prom back in 70s. Yeah.
Exactly. Now she's gonna go back into her cubicle and she's gonna lock the door and she's gonna call Lightning Bug and go, "Hey, what are you doing this evening?"
Nice.
Well, I have patrol, and that takes
You
about...
have a date tonight.
Oh.
You're gonna be at a beautiful PR event.
Oh, okay. I can
There's
do
gonna be
that.
so much attention. It's gonna be fantastic.
I can do that. Who is this?
We've met. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
She's gonna
okay.
put the details.
Excellent. All right, sounds good. I'll see you there.
See you there.
Excellent.
Oh, wear blue.
I don't really have any blue. I can glow blue.
Do it.
I learned that this week. If I concentrate really hard. Oh, hello. Is there while we're on the subject, is there anyone that Ghost would be approaching to join her at this affair?
No.
All right. Next up on the hit list, Liminal. What's your plan for the evening? What's your approach to this?
So because of my phasing, I have a slightly different uniform because I have to have the U-fiber suit, so it goes with me. So I'm like super excitedly like sewing my new little patch to my U-fiber suit, being like, "It's so cute! It's so cute!" And then I'm gonna run over to Ghost Cubicle and knock on her door.
Excellent.
Be like, Ghost, hey.
Oh, what?
Hey, I don't have any friends here yet, but you're my friend and you save people and you seem very nice. Will you go with me?
Okay.
I can make an illusion so people can see you if you want.
I said okay.
Okay, yay! And then I'm just gonna keep getting ready.
Excellent. As you're sewing your patch to your uniform, it occurs to you that through some sort of a clerical error, this patch does not appear to be made of U-fiber.
Then I guess it won't go. I'm just gonna like sigh a little bit and resign myself to having to sew on a new patch every time I phase. Like every time I phase, there's just a patch on the ground, and I'm like the Indiana Jones with the hat, where I have to reach over and grab it and put it in my like after I phase back.
Perfect, beautiful.
I'm like, oh, it's gonna fall off because I don't have U-fiber thread either. Like that shit's expensive, so I'm just sewing it on with regular thread.
Beautiful, I love it. And Fwafwa, what's your plan for the evenings?
Well, I mean, if anyone's still in the office, they could definitely hear her on the phone. Don't put me on hold. She has been trying to call anybody to be like, this is a human resources error. There is no reason why you could tell us this is our day off and then say that we have to do a work-related activity. I require, like, if you look at the rule book and she's just trying to get anybody to hear her, but she spent the entire day doing that, and now there's just like a mountain of empty coffee cups. And she still hasn't done anything really special about herself. She's just trying so hard to at least get a bonus. Like, if I'm going, we should be getting paid for this. This isn't a day off.
Fafa, we're getting paid in exposure, which we all know is real currency.
That is the exact opposite of what I want.
That was sarcasm. I'm sorry. I don't do sarcasm well. I come off as too nice.
I love it. And Dumpster Fire, do you have anyone in particular you would like to approach to join you?
Oh no, he already has a perfect date.
Excellent.
It's not anybody from the office, and he's looking forward to introducing them.
Beautiful. As the end of the day is rolling around, the owner comes down onto your floor.
Hey, con man.
Which is unusual. It's unusual enough to catch your attention. And he says, "Oh, hey, Ghost, how's it going?" And continues walking past. Walks over to Fwafa's desk. So
Slowly puts phone down.
it occurs. I heard that you had some concerns about tonight's.
She instantly just like her like tired posture. She steps. Oh wow, you came down. That's really like flattering. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was really trying to just we should be by the book, right? And there were some things that didn't seem right, and we should be getting paid.
You think
just
that,
like panicked and we should be getting paid.
You think that tonight is an occasion that would require extra compensation?
I think we're showing off the company. We're advertising the company. It's a company affair. This isn't how I would spend my day off.
I see. Okay.
It's work. It's just different work.
That makes sense. Do me a favor and make a resolve check for me, if you don't mind. Let's do resolve and integrity, if you don't mind.
Where am I? 2. I'm gonna use could I use Top Dog in this instance? My particular edge with kind of knowing her place, would that involve?
It's a skill trick.
It's a skill trick.
Yeah. What's the effect of that skill trick?
Scrolling. All right, the character has the confidence to be in charge and is hard to rattle. Activate the skill trick to increase the target number of any attempts to intimidate this character by 1.
He is not attempting to intimidate or actually directly alter your mood or your mindset at this point.
Alrighty, then it's just a straight up 4.
Yeah, this is a reflexive roll, and you're not necessarily cognitively actually aware that you're making it.
Okay, so that's 2 1s and 1 hit.
Excellent. Okay, that's one success, not a total botch, but not enough to hold off what is happening. So
Are cubicles near each other?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a cramped space. Your cubicles probably all are in physical contact with one another.
I'm gonna pop my head over the edge of the cubicle and be like, she's right. Like, spokesmodels for beer companies make money just for appearing and showing up. We're spokesmodels essentially for the company. Our logo has taken your company to really huge heights. I can't help but back up Waffle on this one.
He smiles.
And I have a whole lot of things I could roll.
Go ahead and roll your. Let's do a manipulation persuasion. Does that sound right?
That sounds like 9 dice is what that sounds like.
You're operating at equal scale to him.
He's also scale 2 manipulation?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Excellent. He smiles up at you. And real quick, as a result of your check, Fwafwa, what would Fwafwa normally be doing on a Friday night? What would she prefer to be doing on a Friday night? This is not being asked of you in character. This is me, the story guide, asking.
She's actually been actively trying to look for a job of her own.
Okay.
And or buy shares out of her stepmother's company.
Okay.
She's a nerd. She sits there and she's looking at numbers. Like, that brings her zen. She just sits there and just tries to we're gonna win. We're gonna win at life. We're gonna win.
And which company is her stepmother's?
I originally had contacts down, but because we weren't using them right now, let me double check.
That's fine.
I think it was connection with DeVries.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll go with that. Because off the top of my head, I don't think I fully wrote that part down, but I think when...
We were going to pick one after we had talked to you about it, but we never got to the context portion of it.
Yeah,
No
I think it's
worries.
like a subsidiary or associated somehow with
Yeah.
Yeah.
DeVries.
Okay. no
DeVries,
worries.
however you want to say it.
He leans in and he says, "I tell you what, our budget for this particular event is stretched probably a little bit further than it should have been. Some of the folks
It's the puffy,
in
right?
PR are, shall we say, too excited, a little overexuberant. But you're both absolutely right. Some additional compensation should be swung your way. Tell you what I can do. I can probably let me make some phone calls on Monday. I think I can get you in a room with an old friend of mine who has a little bit of stock in DeVries that he might be able to be persuaded to be parted with. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Do I need to wear a shorter skirt?
Need? No, I would.
Well, you're paying for my time, so now, like,
It would be. It
is
would
there
be.
anything extra you need?
It would be inappropriate for me to say you needed to wear a shorter skirt.
Also, unicorns don't have skirts.
That's why you have a Swiss Army knife in your back pocket. You could always have a skirt if you want.
He says, I could, he says, well, to be honest with you, I did not bother or have the time to arrange an escort for the evening. So would you like to accompany me to the event?
She like looks over at Liminal like with this like.
I'm just gonna like, yeah. What do you need? Try to listen.
Well, Liminal, did you have a date tonight or?
I was just gonna go with Ghost because I don't know that many people here, and I assumed you had a date because you're real pretty and you know people.
Yeah, I guess that I don't have a date. I would be flattered.
Excellent. Cool. I'll make sure I have a car there to pick you up. I assume the address that HR has for you is accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel real bad. Liminal just feels real bad. Just kind of thinks back down with like the sorry face. The like, oh, I tried. I assumed you knew people. I'm sorry.
I'll have a car pick you up. Say around 7.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect. Thanks. He turns around on his heel and walks away. I need you both. Actually, not both of you. No, just Liminal. Give me a, let's say, cunning and let's do cunning and empathy.
Empathy getting?
Yep.
Sure. By all means, keep picking attributes from my favorite approach. And by all means, keep rolling 10s, dice.
I noticed, by the way, while you're counting up successes, I noticed chat mentioned that my shirt looked a little TV staticky. I hope that it is fixed. I apologize.
Oh, it was more fun when it was staticky.
Go ahead.
We'd entered the Matrix.
A little bit, yeah. That's my superpower.
I got 3 successes.
Excellent. So you notice now as Connor's walking away, almost it's as if you've ever had like a really serious headache and then the relief that happens like as soon as that headache leaves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the almost euphoric sense of just not experiencing that pain anymore.
Yeah.
You get a sense that's similar to that you can't quite put your finger on, but seems to be tied to his absence. Like maybe while he was there was something, maybe he was just wearing cologne you didn't like, you don't know, but there was something that was putting you off a lot more than just the
general creepiness.
just the right. Well, A, general creepiness, and B, boss employee sort of dynamic.
Have I been around? I mean, I've been around him before. Have I ever noticed that before?
A few times you've been around him. Nothing. Now that you sit back and think about it, you've noticed that there tends to be a slightly heightened sense of tension when he's around.
Okay.
But you've never attributed it to anything unusual until this moment.
Okay.
That's all.
Thanks. But think about it. I don't like being suspicious of people.
Oh, your boss.
That's why we have anti-fraternization rules. Way is to keep you from having to date the owner.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Just piles off the cups of coffee.
Why didn't you quote that rule while you were on the phone quoting every other rule? You could have said no.
Do we have anti-fraternization rules in our handbook? Do we have to make up a handbook now?
You probably
I'm waving one around. I'm like, I just read it.
The handbook that he's waving around is 3 stapled together pieces of lined notebook paper.
Did you make that yourself?
No,
You made it yourself.
No, it's a real thing.
I mean, it could be a real thing even if you made it yourself. That's okay. You were valid.
If he made it himself, it would be laminated and have his name on it.
It would definitely look better than this if I was put in charge of putting together the handbook.
I think you just
I
volunteered
feel like
yourself to put together the handbook.
I think
Don't
maybe
let him-
Dumpster Fire put it together. Definitely wasn't me. I just read
Really, I
it.
feel like he'd be so into arts and crafts.
There's not enough stickers.
He definitely knows how to knit.
Stickers.
on that note, the work day fades. 5 o'clock rolls around. It's a relatively peaceful afternoon, evening. You all make your way to your various destinations post work. Get yourselves ready for the night. Are any of you planning on arriving particularly early or particularly late to this celebration?
Dumpster Fire would try to be a little early.
Oh, the star shows early. Oh no.
Okay.
I'm usually early, so I probably just make Ghost go early with me.
He just wants to literally get in before anybody else gets there, so he doesn't have to deal with shit.
How early are you planning on arriving?
Like
I mean,
maybe-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was thinking an hour.
Okay.
Sneaking with craft services.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna wait till there's people there.
Okay.
I have enough sense of my own fame and work and what I'm trying to do that I want people to see is happening.
Sure.
And also I've been trying to get Ghost into the spotlight because I love her, and it just doesn't seem to be working.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know why you waste your time on this.
She's good at things, and you should be acknowledged for that. Ghost is definitely drinking wine on the red carpet. Exactly what's happening. I'm just really here for the Glinda Elphaba from Wicked image of me being the hi everybody, this is great. And her just being
You're
Perfect.
loud.
I love it. And Enterprise, are you planning on arriving early, on time, late-ish?
I arrive sometime after all the festivities start. How there's usually 10 minutes, 15 minutes after you're supposed to start, where everything really starts.
Right.
So right as soon as all that starts, I kind of I want to
fashionably
in.
late.
Yeah, I want to kind of float in and ignore any attention that comes my way.
Excellent. So as Dumpster Fire, as you walk in an hour early, who is this mystery date you're bringing with you?
Well, he's in his turnout gear, and his date has matching turnout gear. So that muted yellow, the firefighter, turnout gear color. She's a Bichon Frise. Her name is Cody, and she's got a little helmet with the visor up, and he's got her on the crook of his arm, and that's what you see.
This is the best thing Liminal has ever seen in her entire life.
Oh my
So-
god, you brought a puppy!
Obviously, as you're sneaking in early enough to avoid the cameras.
No, this is a 10. I'm sorry. I want.
They don't go that high. I turn the six upside down if I have to. They don't
No.
go that high.
Turn it sideways. That's an infinity.
That is infinity sideways.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair. So you as you're arriving, obviously the entire staff and the catering crew are just, oh, so adorable, and they're trying to get selfies and whatnot. And suddenly you feel a waft of air like push forward from behind you as you hear like a, and you hear, hey everybody, we're live at the Hancock Tower at the celebration for Connor's Lost Management Team Dumpster Fire. I'm right here with Dumpster Fire, and you look over and you see Slider. She's got her camera like on like a remote control floating device pointed at her, and she steps over and kind of puts her arm around you and says, how does it feel to be the Nova of the hour? How does it feel to know that everyone is sort of got all of their eyes on you This is the cutest puppy I've ever seen.
Isn't she? Her name's Cody. He's doing everything he can to like make the dog the center of attention. She's only 3 years old. I had her since she was a puppy, and
Is she a rescue?
Oh, this is entirely the cutest
Is she
animal.
a heavy rescue?
This is the cutest animal I've ever seen. The second cutest animal I've ever seen. Speaking of the cutest animal I've ever seen, Dumpster Fire, tell us about you. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you come from.
My name's Marshall. I grew up in Pennsylvania.
So you seem a little shy, Marshall. Is that a thing? Is that like, not to get too old school, but like, people named Marshall who like are shy to use their real name? Is that like, is Eminem like one of your idols? Yeah, it's very retro, very cool.
No, that's my name. That's what my mom named me.
Compelling, deep stuff. Isn't this the cutest puppy you've ever seen? Okay, well, it was nice to see you. Congratulations on your party, and we'll see you real soon. And she warps out.
Thanks.
Imagine someone that big just exhaling for a minute.
His coat kind of ruffles a little bit as the stomach mouth exhales too.
Excellent. Liminal and Ghost, you arrive, walk the red carpet. There are a number of paparazzi out there, as well as just sort of looky-loos and fans kind of snapping pictures, taking video. Liminal, what specific efforts would you like to take to try to draw some attention to Ghost?
I'm really torn. I really want to cast an illusion on her so they can see her. But I'm not sure she would like that. And I don't want to violate my friends.
It's not so much that they don't see her as much as they don't notice or care.
Right, but they remember the illusion.
That's fair.
No, it's just whenever anybody asks me a question or says anything, I'm going to be very pointedly like, "This is my friend Ghost. She is amazing. She saved a bunch of people's lives."
Okay, and that
try to like build her up like a good friend would do.
And just so that I'm clear on this, that ability of yours doesn't have a scale application to it. Is that correct, Ghost?
No.
Okay, so
not whatsoever that I saw.
It doesn't work. Like the only reason it was working for me, we decided was because I had the photographic memory. Like
right.
That's it.
Well, and
she just remembers the name tag that says Ghost.
Right, and the thing about it is that as you're sort of directing people to her attention for that moment, they seem to become very engrossed in you, very interested in what you're saying because there's a mega manipulative Nova pointing at you. You know what I mean? And that kind of overcomes this. So you're sort of hit with this wall of attention. People, oh, please tell us, who are you? We weren't aware that there was another member of Team Dumpster Fire. When did you join the team? Are you a new recruit?
I've always been here.
Oh, and what pray tell are your special powers?
I'm the healer.
Oh, excellent,
Very
Sue.
important.
That sounds extremely important. Though, so do you have to? Forgive me if this is a little too juicy of a question, but do you have to administer your talents to the people at Dumpster Fire saves from buildings? I know that might looks a little like it might not be the most comfortable ride in some instances.
Not because of anything he does. Usually
Oh.
they're hurt, and then he gets them out, and then I treat them.
Well, that
He's
sounds.
pretty gentle in spite of it looking horrifying.
Oh, does it? I hadn't noticed. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us, Ghost. You're clearly a valuable member of the team who we will definitely be looking for more information about.
Well, thank you for recognizing that for 10 seconds.
I love the Daria vibe so much.
And the two of you enter in. Enterprise, you are about 15 minutes late to the start. You were told to meet your escort up the block at a coffee shop, and when you get there, you see it's Lightning Bug. Lightning Bug is wearing his costume, but it is glowing the ever so slightest blue. And you can tell by the way he's sitting and like the look on his face, he's concentrating really hard to make sure the light stays blue.
Oh, buddy.
So I just immediately assume this is part of the gig. Like I'm supposed to make him look good tonight as well.
Okay.
So I guess instead of arriving normally, I will warp Lightning Bug directly into the middle of everything, so that he is the center of attention.
Okay. All right. So you warp him like right onto the red carpet.
Oh yeah, right into it.
Are you going with him? Or are you just dropping him in the middle?
Oh, I'll go with him. I'm not gonna let Ghost get the best of me.
All right, excellent. So you two warp into the middle of the red carpet, and everybody sort of spins around, and there's like cheering and people snapping photos, and they're asking questions. And Lightning Bug sort of puffs his chest up and starts walking all proud. And you see that little blue glow grows 3 times that night.
Oh,
And
wow.
One might even say
Well,
he's got like 2 candle power at this point of a glow.
Oh, 2 candle power. Wow. I will then begin to shake hands, as my fame dictates, or should dictate, I would assume.
Excellent. Yeah. So you start shaking hands and kissing babies and giving sort of the
Kissing hands, shaking babies.
right. Exactly.
Don't
And,
shake hands.
and while all this is going on, so by this time it's about 7:45. Fwa, your ride pulls up a half hour later, so outside of your place.
I hope I still got paid from the beginning. It's fine. She makes her way out. She spent the extra time to zhuzh herself up, no longer in like little pigtails that were always seem to be a little messy. She actually like full on did her hair, spent the money for someone else to do her hair to look like a Victoria's Secret model. It's full. She did her makeup nice. She put in the effort. You paid
Excellent.
for it. She put in the effort.
Beautiful. The driver gets out and steps around. It's a Escalade limousine that's pulled up out front.
Is this where the budget went?
The driver says, "No, this is Mr. Connor's personal vehicle. Right this way, ma'am." And he opens the door.
She just automatically just goes to slide in, taking a look in before she does to see just if it's anyone else is in there.
It's just Connor's in there.
Intimate. How nice. She slides in, grabs bag, goes to close the door herself.
The driver like makes sure that he indicates to you that he's got it and kind of tries to help you in as much as you allow. Closes the door behind you and starts walking around and getting in. You see Connor is sort of like looking out the windows. Says, Okay, Fua, thank you so much for agreeing to this. Here. He reaches into his coat and pulls out a credit card and tosses it to you.
Oh,
He says,
even better than a corsage.
That's a platinum card. It's no limit. It's good for the next 6 months. Use it however you like. That's your compensation for tonight. I didn't want to tell you this in front of everyone, but I needed a bodyguard.
Oh, wait, you couldn't tell the rest of the group? Is
No.
that why you're looking around? Why can't the rest of Team Dumpster Fire know?
I'm not sure if one of them might be compromised.
But you're confident it's not me.
Relatively, yeah.
So then you have an idea of who then?
Oh, not even a little bit, no. I just had an occasion to read your mind earlier. Starts looking out the windows.
That should be in the handbook. The skirt was fine, but that's a little far.
I didn't. Forgive me. I didn't mean the intrusion. It sometimes just happens. This is why I'm single and I don't really date much. I get into a conversation with somebody and I just start pulling things out of their head. I don't try to do it, so I apologize. But
can you try to do it?
Oh
then
yeah, I absolutely can try to do it. Yes.
So do you need like me to try and get people aside so you have the opportunity? Because if you can make sure everyone on the team is pure in intent, that would make your night go smoother, less to worry about.
Oh, boy, how do I explain this? So me reading your mind was a crime of opportunity. Okay, does that make sense? I'd rather not go digging around in people's heads because it's not polite, nor is it necessarily fun. Do you have any idea what people think about?
I could put my imagination to use. It's just you would rather worry the entire night for your well-being than be a little morally tossed about it?
No, I'd rather pay a talented, trustworthy, and, not altogether uneasy on the eyes Nova to be my escort for the night so I don't have to worry about it.
Fair enough. If there's anything you can tell me about what you're possibly looking for?
Somebody who wants to kill me.
Business interest or personal?
Most likely it's business, I would assume. I don't do personal if I can help it.
Okay, that's something. We could work with that.
But sometimes people take business personally. You know how that works, right?
Oh, I wish I didn't. But yes, I could understand that. Profound wishes she didn't.
So, again, I apologize for the ruse, and I apologize for not being 100% honest with you, and I apologize for rooting around in your brain without your permission. It's something I've been working on trying to get a grip on, but at the end of the day, all I know is that we've gotten some intelligence reports that a price has been put on my head.
Oh. Something more organized than just disgruntled. Okay.
There's a short
and
list.
There's no way of knowing. Have
what?
you had any recent dealings with
Well, I mean, I deal with Novas all the time as a matter of course. Through work, we're dealing with people all the time. Our company has pissed off a few people, and I pissed off a few people when I left my previous employer and came here. So,
does Wahwa know who that prior employer was?
It's probably not uncommon knowledge that when Connor Connors founded the company, he had done it because he pitched the idea to his previous boss, Anna DeVries. So he was a employee of the DeVries agency.
Awkward. Alrighty.
So I mean, it's possible that it's somebody either that works for my previous employer or that has a grudge against my previous employer. What I'm saying is the list is not short of people who might have some kind of beef with me. So I just need you to kind of watch my back, make sure that the night goes off without a hitch. We can't afford to be embarrassed.
Well, if someone does make a try of it, we could always just make a show of putting them down, and then it's like a free commercial ad, right?
yeah, I'm for that. I can deal with that. Just as long as innocent bystanders don't get hurt. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. That's usually the request either way, so it still works for us.
Cool. Well, I'm absolutely confident that this is going to work out just fine. Do you have mega cunning by chance?
I do.
Any sort of danger sense?
Let's see here. Yeah.
I'm the cunning one.
Yeah, I have Mega Cunning 1. I don't think I have Danger Sense. Did I take it? No. Nope.
Okay.
She's really good with bureaucracy, though.
Beautiful.
She'll make sure you speak to the right person when you do get put into a hospital and need your insurance to cover a thing.
That might come in handy. So why don't you make a... Let's see. Let's do cunning and... you could do either cunning enigmas or cunning aim.
Oh, I'll go with aim then. So that'll put me at 4, 5, 6 total.
Wait a second. The favored approach, does that automatically add an extra die when you use that approach?
No, I don't believe. I think that just gives you the extra die as you're creating your character.
Okay.
Cool.
Is that someone correct? Oh, excuse me. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong there, but I believe that just gives you the extra die when you're purchasing.
All right. So that's going to put us with 1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
Excellent. No sooner does he say that he's, confident that everything will be fine and that everything will be safe. You feel like the slightest shift in air pressure behind your head and over your shoulder, and you immediately clock the trajectory. There's some high speed object coming through the rear window that looks like it's probably going to hit him in the chest.
Oh God. If she has time to respond, she would probably just like meat-fistedly grab him and shove him down on the seat.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me a. Let's do a close combat would be the skill,
Okay.
and it'd either be might or dexterity, depending on what you prefer.
Dex would probably be, it's her preferred approach. Plus that also gives me 4 dice instead of a whole lot of 2.
That's fair. Go for it.
Yeah, that's part of where favorite approach comes in this game, is that sometimes you get to pick which attribute to use with which skill, depending on how you're going to use that skill.
That could be seriously life-saving. Like the fact that just doubled my pool just now was...
Yeah, so it's like
It's
you're
handy.
definitely going to use close combat, but how are you going to do it? Are you going to do it with finesse? Or are you going to do it with force, etc.?
Yeah. All right, so that's 2 successes.
Excellent. So you grab him and slam him down onto the floor of the limousine. He lands on his stomach. You land basically on his back, and you're kind of down on all fours under what you think is... You think you're low enough that you're out of the immediate line of view of the window, which is fortunate because you see the seat that he was in start to get just perforated with machine gun fire.
Oh, good. Would she have the time to put up a shield just to be safe while I assume the driver's gonna fucking not continue to drive in a straight line?
Yeah, you can absolutely just spend the quantum to throw up your gravitic shield, no problem.
Okay. Just writing down I'm spending it. Whoop. Oh, that was
And-
loud. I am so sorry. Mechanical keyboards. Good Lord.
No worries. The driver does hit the gas, floor it, and zips around the corner. After,
All right.
as soon as you round the corner, you still hear a little bit of gunfire in the background, but it doesn't seem to be hitting the vehicle anymore.
His vehicle wasn't armor plated or anything. Like it was just a normal car.
You don't know. Whatever shot it was powerful enough to get through the glass.
As she's like awkwardly trying to like still keep him down but talk to him, so it's like, all right, you decided to drive here in a limo. In terms of not getting the attention of whoever wants to kill you, is a poor choice. Were you trying to get them to kill you, or do you want to take an Uber for the rest of the way? We will hop out, we will run and grab ourselves something a little more discreet.
You hear and then realize that you're not actually hearing so much as you are thinking. The windows in this thing are bulletproof. We should be fine. I'm mildly concerned that I might be unconscious and possibly dying.
What? Panicked, looking down.
You see blood
that moment
pooling.
where she's like, I'm not strong. Did I? Oh God.
You see blood pooling underneath him.
Does it look like there's any bullet hole? Fafa's like panically grabbing her phone and she's calling the crew. She's like, I don't care. I'll fucking figure this out. She does not know medicine.
Right.
She's probably going to give a call into Enterprise because of how speedy she knows he could be.
All right.
And
Enterprise,
she's like,
give me a cunning roll real quick if you don't mind.
Cunning.
Didn't it be cunning?
One success.
Cunning and what?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It'd be cunning and we'll say...
Is it empathy plus cunning? Integrity plus
cunning technology.
technology cunning.
Yeah.
One success.
All right, excellent. Under the normal run of things, you would have felt your phone vibrating and ringing in your pocket, but because of the chaos of the red carpet and all of the noise and the attention that's being paid to you and to Lightning Bug, you just haven't noticed your phone going off. So as you're calling Fwafwa, it goes to his voicemail.
oh my, pour coffee down his pants later. She panics, she goes through the next list of numbers.
Do we not have like a panic button for the team?
Yeah, do we? Because we didn't really get to talk about tactics, but like...
I feel like we should have like a comms.
I mean, you might have an app that you downloaded of your own volition. I don't think the team has really popped for a panic button for you.
All right, mental note, tracker chips, panic button.
Yeah, there aren't any like Megatech Novas working there. It's not, it's not Stark Industries or anything.
We'll get there, okay?
I'm trying to like metagame, but can we say that because I did see the exchange with her and the boss, I am actively like looking for the fact that she's late on some level?
You can be very well aware of that fact. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's.
and like maybe checking my phone occasionally just so.
Oh,
there's
sure.
that chance.
Yeah.
I will say
You're also
those-
inside, so you wouldn't have nearly the distractions that
Rose probably
Enterprise.
put herself in everybody's phones. So like you open your list and it's probably like liminal Enterprise healer dumpster fire.
She just spams out like a mass group text no, I'm not going through every single number. Absolutely not. And she's actually going to try and like get anybody on the fucking phone. And if they're still shooting at us, she's keeping that shield in place for the time being.
All right. You don't. By the time you get done typing the mass text, what are you going to write in the mass text?
How far away from the event are we? Like, could she state like a very normal place for them to meet and then be sure like SOS, I need discreet ambulatory assistance?
You're fairly certain that you were pretty close. Maybe 5 minutes away, if that, from the event. So last time you noticed, you were just pulling off of Interstate 90 going onto the road that the Hancock's on.
Okay. Yeah, then she'll pick a building that's something that they all would probably know or easy to spot and be like, please meet me here. And she's going to try and just like adjust his personal gravity so that she could pick him up and just bring him up with her to top of said building.
Okay. So just taking
We have a problem.
him and leaving the car down there?
Driver, I'm so sorry. He's not paying me.
Oh, okay. All right.
You received a group text.
Yeah, so feel free to go ahead and recite that group text again now that Dumpster Fire's here.
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
No worries.
Fluffo wrote out that she needs discreet ambulatory assistance on the rooftop of XYZ adorable little coffee shop that is probably like a block or so away.
Yeah, so you all get the text. It takes probably basically as soon as you get inside. So like Enterprise, you step into the building, past the red carpet, get the last couple waves in at the paparazzi when you notice that your phone is going nuts. The rest of you obviously are able to check your phones and see that mass text come through.
Hey, Enterprise, we gotta go.
I mean, I can go now. If you're waiting for a gate, that's going to take a while.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know the power.
How long is a while?
Mechanically, 3 combat turns in a scene like this, I don't know.
Couple seconds. It'll be faster. Yeah, it'll be faster for you to do it now than it would be for you to fly there or run there. So
Okay, well in that case, I will in the middle of everything make a gate while I'm waving at the crowd. Like
I said discreet.
all right.
This is not a discrete power.
On the bright side, though, they can't see through it. It's not clear, so he doesn't know where they're
All
going.
right, that makes me feel a little less tight ass.
Yeah, no, just going like, we gotta go, and like not tell anybody where we're going.
All right. So you wave. People are like, ooh, ah, and they're taking pictures. And, somebody speaks into their camera and they're like, there goes Team Dumpster Fire off to save the day again. And,
He's gonna run over and give his puppy
okay.
to Lightning Bug.
Yes.
Oh,
I was hoping that was what you were doing.
I love dogs so much.
He's gonna put his hands on Lightning Bug's shoulders, make hard eye contact, and say, "If anything happens to this dog, I'm going to put you inside that mouth, and you're never gonna see the light of day again. Okay? See you later." And then he's gonna go in portal.
You hear the slight tinkling of water running as you turn away from the lightning bug.
Oh, it's an anxiety pupper now.
It wasn't the dog. All right, so you guys
Smiling
all
the whole time, just.
I love it. You all step through the portal and wind up on this rooftop where Fuafa is sitting there. I assume by this point you've laid him down on the roof.
Yeah, she doesn't really know enough about medicine, but she's seen what the group does usually when someone's having like a trauma. But she's looked for anywhere that she needs to like prop him up or make sure he's not specifically bleeding out anywhere.
It's very clear to you that the bullet that struck him basically right in the center of the left side of his chest. So in the neighborhood of the heart.
Oh, good days.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. This is not how my dates go. Please, I see he's bleeding out here. I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to keep pressure on it. Please fucking fix this, somebody.
He says, in your mind, Fuafua, he says, do me a favor, don't tell them that I'm psychic. And try to keep them from panicking. I don't think I'm that bad because I don't feel any pain right now and we're still talking.
Thinking to herself, yeah, you're gonna be fine. Especially, yeah, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry, I'll keep your secret. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Did Ghost make it through the portal? I didn't even.
If it was open, Ghost went through it.
I know. I'm asking the people I like notice. Dumpster Fire.
Oh my god!
I'm like, did Ghost make it through?
Right
Do I need to go back in?
She's right there. Look 2 feet to my left.
I mean, we are on top of a building. There shouldn't be many other people here. Can we stop with the chit chat and work more with fixing this?
Mel's Ghost is gonna try to go fix that.
All right. You go and kneel down next to him. You're going to use the healing power, I assume?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and make your roll for that if you don't mind.
Okay,
And
quantum plus power. So that's, I think, quantum. Okay.
I know who reset.
Okay. That's 110. That one's a success. I reroll that one. And I have 3 successes and no fails.
Excellent.
Like no ones.
And so the first success on that lets you alleviate a bruised wound. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
3 takes me all the way up to maimed, I believe. Actually, I think 4 might be maimed.
Well, this allows you to stabilize him, you're fairly certain. But you notice as you're using your power, the strangest thing coming off of that bullet, which it seems as though there's almost some sort of, like you can feel some sort of quantum field interfering with your healing power that appears to be generated by the bullet itself.
All right. Does anybody know any novas that can control bullets or make bullets?
From my past as an agent, kind of like doing Medusa protocols, is this a particular effective way to handle? Is it covered in any of those, I guess is what I'm asking?
Why don't you make a intellect and technology check for me, if you don't mind?
If I can find it. Oh, there it is. 2.
Specifically, no. You do know that there have been some elites and some agencies that have researched into creating. Thanks. Have researched into creating bullets that were specifically weaponized toward nova physiology. The problem being is that generally speaking, nova physiology is so different. It's hard to make like a target novas. It's harder to make a target novas bullet than it is to build a bullet to one nova. If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's so much divergence in nova physiology. So in terms of just like a general like nova killer bullet, not that you're aware of.
They call it Novocaine.
But you have definitely heard of experimenting with adding like quantum energies to bullets and things like that. It's cutting edge tech, but it's possible.
And do I think this is what that is, or what this is?
I mean, based on what she's describing, that sounds well within the realm of possibility.
It's bad.
Wow, aren't you clever?
Thank you, Papa.
I don't.
Should we get him to a better facility, maybe?
I mean, if Ghost can't fix it, I don't know what to say. It seems like it's probably a bullet that was specifically meant to kill his particular physiology if it's not healing. Am I aware that he's a Nova at all?
As far as anyone knows, he is a Nova, yes.
Okay.
I've got him to the point where he's not dying. He's stable, but that bullet is actively fighting me right now.
Is he still in?
He says, Fwafwa, can you dig that thing out of me, please?
Oh. I think we have to remove it can't, like any shrapnel or anything that's still in there needs to come out.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you have to
that's-
remove any bullet to do any kind of healing to the body, whether Nova or not.
Not entirely true. Sometimes you can heal with a bullet inside you. Probably just not this one.
Just a weird artifact.
It's a pretty bad bullet. I'd say we get it out.
I could try to separate it in terms of like the density of the inside bits and pull it out, but unless somebody else has a better idea or someone could guide me in terms of where I'm going.
I'll guide you. I know how this kind of stuff works, but you're going to have to do the actual invisible muscle.
Okay, I could do that. You tell me where I need to go and what not to touch, and we'll hope no alarms go off.
Works for me.
Okay, do you...
Sides.
All right, so here's how we're going to try to tackle this. Let me see here. This is one of my favorite things about creating situations that are a little bit out of the norm. Figuring out exactly what to have you roll. Okay, so let's do a medicine. Would you be relying more on your force, finesse, or resilience, do you think, in this situation, Ghost?
Gotta be finesse, doesn't it?
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not
just
actually doing any
raw
of the
determination would be an
Yeah.
option for resolve, I suppose. Intellect would...
I'm trying to focus on my composure. I'm trying to stay calm, trying to keep walk calm, and
Right.
go, okay, do this now. Now do this.
Yeah, so that would be a resolve. So let's go with
Yes.
medicine resolve.
All right. So I'll roll resolve first because I don't have enough dice with me right now.
That's fine.
And if light or anything can help, I can provide that.
It's the top of a roof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep it
so-
low if you can, in case anybody else is still out. And Enterprise, she gestures. Make sure nobody else is taking notice of us up here. We're close enough to where it happened. I would prefer to just not be completely open while we do this very delicate inside bit.
Where exactly did it happen?
She gestures down the block along the street line, but it definitely came from a distance.
He's going to be as wherever she pointed that it came from.
Mhm.
He's going to stand in between that direction and within range, close range of the operation going on.
Okay. Excellent.
If any crowds or anything gathers, y'all let me know so I can come make them go away.
Okay.
That's
And
the one
you're
thing I can also do.
and you're adding light. Now, how are you generating light, Liminal?
Quantum conversion, I can generate light. I spend a quantum point to shed enough light to see by.
Okay,
Like
excellent.
essentially, it's off my body, but I can try to like hunker down behind something to keep it directed as best I can.
We happen to have this big ol'.
I'm gonna hunker down behind him.
Give me a why don't you go ahead and give me let's do a science. Why not?
For me?
Yeah, for you.
I just gotta spend a point. This is just a thing I can do.
No, I was gonna clue you into something else that might be of use to you. So let's do either science or medicine, whichever you think is probably more advantageous to you.
Don't have either, doesn't matter.
All right, excellent. And let's just do intellect or cunning. So it'd be either be your force or finesse.
Mm-hmm. 1 success.
Excellent. It clicks with you that having the light source from outside the body is wonderful, but having the light source from inside the body could work even more to their advantage.
Ghoulish. I love it.
I can't get small though.
No, but you can phase.
I don't know if I can glow while I phase. Hang on.
Is it part of a power suite that's connected?
I don't think so. I think I can actually do both at once.
Then they can be done independently. It's
Yeah, as
only
long as
when-
you're not pulling from the same power dots, you can.
Oh
do
no,
them
not at all.
at the same time.
My only concern is that it says that when I'm in a quantum phase, when I'm like immaterial, I don't interact with ordinary matter or energy at all, and light would be ordinary energy. So
No,
I'm
but
just
you're generating it from quantum.
Interacting with it, you're emitting it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn into a nothing and hang out inside this dude.
That's weird. I love it.
All right, so
I'm the gross one.
So
So
I'll be
you got-
spending 3 quantum points altogether, and or no, not how do I spend for that? Yeah, 3 altogether, but I can do it reflexively. It's immediate.
Beautiful. So you have sort of guided Fuafua to about where it needs to be, and Liminal as well. Liminal faces her hand up into his chest. Fuafua, you do hear "Whoa" in your mind, and then he goes, "I'm just kidding. It's fine."
Oh no, I'm just gonna lay down on top of him because I want like as much light to be inside him
Oh,
as possible.
so like basically fill his space.
Yeah, because I can't control like just my hand. It's not like
Oh.
a fine power.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, you're doing the Blade Runner technique.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna lay on him.
Yeah. So he
Become a ghost.
so he
and
goes.
glow.
He goes, "Oh, that's weird." No, I'm kidding. It's fine. I trust you. You can do this.
Thinking to herself, almost passively forgetting that clearly her mind has a passenger at the moment. She's like, this is exactly why we can't have an actual handbook. There's no way. How many little, like she's thinking of side parts and she's calming herself down with how many bullets and side clauses you would need to
Yeah.
effectively have this.
Also, because now you're putting your hand inside 2 of your coworkers.
Right.
Oh god, this is the weirdest. Not the weirdest. Maybe. I don't
This
know.
is a lawsuit
Probably
waiting to
the
happen.
weirdest.
And at that point, I'm going to like zip off in the direction she said the attack happened.
Excellent. So you head off in hot pursuit. Dumpster fire is blocking view from outside.
Thank you for
Liminal's
not making us a lighthouse.
providing light and from the inside, and Ghost is guiding. So that's going to give you a +5 enhancement to your check, Fwa Fwa. But you are going to need to go ahead and your gravity control is quantum plus power rating, correct?
I believe so. That should put me at 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, right? Scroll down. Quantum and then a 3. Yeah. Ooh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 10s. So 4, 5, 6. Rerolling the 2.
Excellent.
6. Just the 6. Plus.
The 5 enhancement.
Right, so
Yes.
11.
11.
So you start pulling the bullet, basically reversing the effects of gravity on the bullet. And it starts to slowly make its way up. You can see like this weird light show as it's moving, creating shadows basically through the space that it's moving through his body and through Liminal.
Is it weirdly pretty?
It is weirdly
pretty?
And you're very pretty. And right as you get to the very outer lip, in your mind you hear, "Ah," and I'm kidding. You got it. It's good. I think I'm all right.
Cries. Just like.
like boss's nose lights up. I like makeup. Hear the buzz. It's the worst day ever since you were 6 and you last threw that game in the garbage.
This is the worst party game I've ever had. I'm never going anywhere with you guys ever again.
He starts breathing more regularly, and you see the wound starting to close up a little bit, responding a little bit better to the healing power, though he is still unconscious.
Ghost, now that the bullet's out and she like, without touching it, like shifts it into a little bit of a pile a little away from them, but she doesn't want to just throw it somewhere.
But yeah, no, keep that. It's evidence.
Absolutely, but I just don't want it on my lap.
I would
And
like,
she just-
as you're interacting with this specifically, I would like you, actually, let's have Fwa Fwa and Liminal both roll a integrity and I guess this would probably be stamina would be the best way to handle that. Yeah.
3 successes, 2 1s.
Okay, excellent.
Oh, 1 success.
Yeah. The ones shouldn't apply unless you get no successes.
I
Yeah.
get nervous about it. I'm just like, I'd rather full disclosure.
No worries. As long as you get 1 material success, you're fine.
Okay.
I got 1.
Excellent. You both do sense, as you're interacting with this thing, sort of a discomforting energy emitting from it. It's hard to put your finger on. However, given what you noticed earlier, Liminal, it seems almost the same as that feeling that you had experienced before when you were interacting with him.
So either it was created directly for him in like 2 magnets that are the same, repel each other kind of thing, or he already had some kind of trace of that on him from whatever else was happening.
Right.
How
Both.
available is this technology?
For what Enterprise said, not very. It should be very scary.
So somebody needs to have a lot of money or a lot of pull.
And probably access to him on some level, because you can't, I think it's probably really hard to make it without having access to knowing their like powers and how their physiology
Information.
works. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. So, you could, I guess you could stay in there, but I think we're okay. You could come out now.
Are you done, Ghost? Do you have enough light?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I
Just
kind of like
put it
sit up,
here.
and as I sit up, I like materialize. until I like.
God, that's scary.
It's just a thing I can do.
I will get back to those of you on the rooftop at the moment in a moment. Enterprise, you're zipping over at super speed to check out this region where basically where Fwafwa indicated the gunshots had occurred.
Yes, I am flying though.
Okay, excellent. So you're. Do you have any sort of vision aiding powers or anything along those
Vision
lines?
aiding powers. I don't think I have any vision aiding powers. I do have edges that may help though.
Okay.
I do have danger sense and always prepared.
Okay. Those will not directly help in this situation, but I will keep those in mind.
Yep, that's about it.
Why don't you give me an aim, and then, and that's in regards to basically trying to figure out like the trajectory of this, of where the shot probably came from.
Is there a grassy knoll?
There's no grassy knoll. I'll give you that right off the bat. And then I guess that would probably fall under. It'd be a mental, so either intellect, cunning, or resolve, depending on which way you want to tackle that.
I will try and be cunning. Oh,
so it'd be aim.
Is there any way that small unit tactics might help me in this situation? Normally, it gives +2 enhancements on combat maneuvers involving my team, but can I reverse engineer from that? I'm another team using small.
In the event that that proves to be the case, I may bring that into effect, but that would also fall under enhancement. So,
okay, I have 2 successes.
Okay, so that's the 2 material. I can give you this much: you're fairly certain that it was not a coordinated attack; that it was a lone shooter. And as you're looking around the area that you suspect, you do see what appears to be a discarded firearm on a rooftop. And about 50 feet away from that discarded firearm, looks like maybe some sort of a souped-up sniper rifle. Definitely custom tech, not something that's, that you'd walk into a store and buy.
So I see both a discarded firearm and a souped-up sniper rifle?
No, that's the discarded firearm you see is the souped-up sniper rifle.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then probably about 30, 40 feet away from that, you see a person laying on the ground. They look like they are either unconscious or dead. You're not quite close enough to find out yet. So what would you like to do?
I will land.
Okay.
How close do I need to get to tell if they're unconscious or dead?
Without, in the absence of any sort of a like visual power or perceptive power, you'd probably need to be within, with it being night on a rooftop, you'd probably need to be within like 10, 15 feet of them to be able to see if, like, you can see if their chest is moving.
Oh, I definitely get closer than that.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a medicine, probably medicine cunning or medicine intellect would be my guess.
2 with a 10, so 2.
Okay. All right, they are not, they're certainly breathing. They even appear to be semi-conscious. Confused, shaken.
I will begin to create a warp.
All right. Headed where?
To the rooftop I left my companions on.
Excellent. So, Liminal, you're sitting up and you're like, yay, we did it! And a warp starts to open in front of you.
I'm probably used to that. I'm like, yeah, it's just Enterprise coming back. It's fine.
Only I don't come through. I just kind of like leave it open. I don't know how sound works going back and forth. I know that you can't see through it. I don't know if I can talk through my own warp.
Yeah, if you don't have clear, you would probably, at best, it would sound like muffled noises coming through the other side of the intergalactic abyss. So.
I guess I will send a text.
This is our age.
Like, somebody should hop through this warp and check out this guy I found. I mean, we all know I can smash him to bits, but we probably want answers first.
Okay. I'll.
Oh Jesus!
I guess I'll go through.
All right.
Wait, are you going through into something dangerous? Because he just said this dude he found, and if we're gonna split ourselves, if he's disabled, then just have him come over.
Oh no, we can go all over there. Hold on.
Yeah, why don't you just put our boss in your belly?
That's what
Yeah.
literally as he was.
Oh my God, Fwa Fwa! Don't let him.
Stable,
Ah! As soon as
Sorry, boss.
it closes, you notice Fwa Fwa an immediate severance of the mental connection as well.
We need a baggie for the shrapnel.
I can hold on to that too.
I know. I don't think you should put that in.
No, it's okay. It's
No.
all separated. It's fine. Call me.
No, this is literally an anti-nova bullet. It's not your kind of anti-nova, but there's probably still some overlap there.
Are you gonna pick it up?
Also, you just put the anti-nova device in your belly with the other guy. That it
I
was
mean,
meant
he'd
for.
be confident he's fine.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and give me that.
Little naivete.
Give me that integrity and stamina.
Oh no.
That's a little bit easier for you,
Oh
sir.
God, the horror.
No, whatever will you do?
Not my favorite approach. Anything but that.
Yeah, earlier when he was like persuasion manipulation, I was like, oh no,
Whatever will I do?
manipulation's my highest stat.
Two.
Excellent. Again, you feel the slightest bit of discomfort, more after you've placed the bullet. But once it's completely sealed up, like you notice the discomfort more in the absence of the discomfort, if that makes sense. Like, oh, I didn't
Okay.
realize that my shoulder was sore until it stopped hurting, kind of thing.
Okay.
That sort of just a general sense.
Once it's in the pocket and I'm not connected to it,
Right.
I notice what was there. Okay.
Yeah. Just ever so subtle, ever so slight. And then with that, the four of you are all stepping through the warp. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
So it appears that this particular attack was the mastermind, the plan of one particular person, but I don't think this person had control of himself when he did it.
He sits up. Who
Then
are
it wasn't
you people?
masterminded by one person; it was just carried out by one person.
Thank
No,
you.
it's
Will.
masterminded by one person, carried out by another one under control, I think.
Well, how do you know only one person controlled this person? We're
There
getting
could
a
have
lot
been
of jumps
on the plan.
I know.
So what did you actually
don't.
find? Like,
you're
there's...
not as smart as some of us are. Stop it.
Oh, New Girl's got sass.
He looks around and says,
You're very fast.
"Who are you people, and what are you doing on my roof?"
Clearly, you know who I am, citizen.
Are you those? You're that dumpster fire, right?
Oh,
Yes, and we're his team.
I saw
we all gain you force.
you.
Give
Mick
me
Jones
first
said
post.
you're a menace.
Oh, great. He's one of those.
Is that why you're harassing me on my roof?
Is this your roof? Do you live here? Is this even a residential building? Where are we?
Yeah, this is my
Let me
roof.
handle this. He won't
Okay, Ghost.
remember anything anyway.
Have
And
fun.
walks over and grabs him by the collar and goes, "I'll show you a menace if you don't start answering some questions." For these very nice people.
Okay, let's do a. I guess that'd be persuasion, and I guess that
That'd
would.
be pretty persuasive.
I guess that would
Alright.
fall under. That seems forceful to me. That seems presency to me. Does that sound
Yeah.
fair?
That's horrifying. I literally have 1 point across the two.
Okay.
And it's a 2.
You rolled a 2.
At least it wasn't a 1.
Yeah.
I suppose that's good. Well,
Probably
you,
looking right through her.
you do gain a momentum, but yeah, as you're shaking him, he's like looking past you at Liminal. It's like, I need you to get off my roof and leave me alone. It's as if he doesn't notice that he's being shaken. I need you to get off my roof and leave me alone. I have rights.
What condition was this guy in when you found him, Enterprise?
Unconscious, as if under the effects of mental control.
Could he have a concussion? Sir,
I
do
mean,
you
he
remember the
probably
last
I
3
was just gonna
hours?
examine
He
him.
probably does now.
Go ahead and make a medicine intellect or medicine cunning, whichever you prefer, Ghost, while you're
All
examine.
right.
Did any of you have any other things you'd like to do whilst
I'd like
Ghost
to
is
tell him
examining?
to calm the fuck down and answer some questions.
Oh, sure. You don't need to roll.
Okay.
Your scale is sufficient that he's like, okay.
Although I'm gonna say it really nicely, just like I did at the other place. I'm just gonna be
Sure.
like, "Hey, if you don't mind calming down just a little bit and answering a few of our questions, that would be really great, and it would really help out a whole lot of people, including that person you were just talking about."
Oh,
And
okay.
because my persuasion 3 specialty is sweet talking.
Well, since you've asked so nicely and you seem nice, that I don't know about that dumpster fire guy over there, but you seem all right. So,
Well, he's very sweet. You've got to get to know him.
He has a
That's-
puppy.
He does have a puppy. Its name is Cody. It's a Bichon Frise, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I like puppies. How many successes did you get on your roll?
5.
All right. As near as you can tell, medically speaking, there's nothing wrong with him. There doesn't seem to be any physical symptoms to like a concussion or anything along those lines. If anything, you would suspect that he's possibly mildly dehydrated, but that's about it.
Well, he's not injured, so I don't know why else he's like this.
Well, from what Enterprise is saying, I mean, because it seems like he was mind controlled. You keep saying that, and that he's probably the one that shot. You know who?
I wonder how long he was like under the effect, because that probably would. I mean, how long was he waiting up here? How long? What else has he possibly done without realizing? If he's being influenced, can he be influenced again? Do we need to worry about
Ask
just
him what the
hanging
last
out with
thing
him?
was.
What's the last thing you remember?
I was downstairs. I was watching Mick Jones on the OpNet, and I remember I wanted a sandwich.
Do you still want a sandwich?
Kinda, yeah. I don't think I got my sandwich.
Oh,
Was the sun still up?
Yeah, because I went over to close the blinds, and then
Look up now. Look what time it is.
he looks up, and you can tell that there's something hits him that he's frightened by. Like as he's retracing his steps mentally.
Yeah. He's like clearly lost like 3 or 4 hours of time and just doesn't. Do you remember talking to anybody strange recently? Anybody new contacts?
There was I went to get a sandwich. I looked out the window. I saw a shadow over my window.
Like a person or like a bird?
Yeah, like one of them aberrants floating outside my window.
So somebody with flight of some sort.
Yeah, and then I woke up here.
Okay.
And what's my damn gun doing out?
Oh, that's your gun.
That's yours.
Yeah, I ordered it legal.
Okay.
I'm registered.
Enterprise, do you have any thoughts on who this potential aberrant he mentioned could be? / Nova / other scary person? You know a lot more about that field than I do.
Well, do I know any flying, mind-controlling Novas?
Why don't you roll culture and intellect?
Oh, joy. This is my stuff right here, guys. Well, I got a 1 and a 10, so I guess I'll re-roll the 10. If it comes up another 10, do I keep re-rolling?
Yep.
That's what 10 again does. Yep.
So 10, 10, 6, and 1. So 3 off of 2 dice?
Specifically, no. Yeah, it's 2 because they're 7s or better is what you're looking for.
Yep.
Or,
Oh, 2, yeah, 2.
yep. So, specifically, no. You do know that there are some novas that have exhibited the ability to effectively force their quantum signature onto another person to kind of puppet them around a little bit. But in terms of specifics that you know of, none spring to mind.
So before I go like completely Sherlock Holmes here, do I know what Connor's Nova powers are? Do I know any of that? You said I knew he was a Nova.
According to like public record, he's a Nova along the same lines as like an Andre Corbin. He's a emotional manipulator. He tends to make people extra excited or calm down people that are extra excited. That seems to be the power suite that he is ascribed to publicly.
Hmm.
The gun's still just out. Did you find any ammo cases with it?
I didn't look at the gun.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't look at anything. I immediately opened a portal for you guys.
Okay, awesome.
I figure I would need a Liminal's light to see anything.
Good help.
We should take a look and see if there's any more of these bullets. First of all, we're not leaving this on the roof. I mean, even if this is your licensed gun, she looks back away. We should see also there might be any other signs of anybody on the roof with him. We don't know the range of if he was manipulated too. Maybe they have to stay close. If there was a shadow by the window.
We don't know.
The Second Amendment says you can't take my guns from a gun place.
Not.
I do believe there, though, is a law in the books that allows a citizen's arrest to make sure that somebody is taken care of until the proper authorities arrive. So I'm just going to have to ask you to hold on a second.
Well, while dumpster fire
Okay,
Ghost,
he starts screaming as the mouth opens up.
Oh!
It's okay. It's okay.
What are you doing, Ghost?
Ghost takes her sleeves and like unfurls them since they're way too long anyway over her hands and goes, "Nobody's taking your gun, sir," and picks up the gun.
All right, he screams in existential terror as he stares into the trans-dimensional abyss that's inside of Dumpster Fire's stomach and gets swallowed.
Is it a good idea to put the guy that almost tried to kill the guy with the guy that he almost tried to kill?
No, they'll play nice together. It doesn't work like it. It's hard to explain. They're okay.
I feel like you'd feel it. Would you not?
It's not like I have to do like the fox, the chicken, and the grain game or anything. They play nice together inside. It's okay. Like I can pull stuff out that, like I've got my favorite comic books in here too. If you're ever bored and you need to read something.
I'm pretty sure he's like a bento box. Like a multi-dimensional bento box.
It works like that.
Yeah.
There's layers.
He's like one of those stackable ones. Yeah, where there's like different compartments until you hit yeah.
So with all that said,
oh my god, I really wish you had gotten that nickname instead of Dumpster Fire. That's so much cuter.
While all that's happening, Ghost, go ahead and make a technology intellect check if you don't mind, or or aim if that's more advantageous to you. The aim intellect would be their option.
Technology and intellect.
what are the odds that our boss's exact power suit isn't publicly known?
Oh, not low.
I'm asking them.
Oh, sorry.
Because my very publicly known power suit is creating warps and moving fast, but flight and coalescing dark matter into attacks and shields isn't known to the public.
Well, I got to admit too, I've been getting kind of a weird feeling off him a little bit lately. Like a pressure being removed whenever he leaves. It's really strange. I thought it was just his cologne or something, but it keeps happening.
But only like now, like it hasn't been that way. I mean,
it's happened a couple times before, but like really minorly over the past few months. But really, like it happened in a big way after he weirdly asked you out yesterday. And then also it happened again kind of when he went in the belly.
Ghost.
So I don't know. There's probably stuff we don't know about each other.
While they're looking that over, Ghost, it occurs to you that this gun was fired probably a couple dozen times in rapid succession. There's a lot of gunpowder report near where the bullets are where the shell cases are expended. There are a number of expended shell cases, again, probably a couple dozen on the rooftop. And you do see an empty magazine on the ground. You also see that the magazine itself has, it's built with a second magazine just built out of the side of it. So you can, once it's depleted, you can pop it out, spin it around, and pop it back in. And there are still probably, we'll say, 7 rounds in that bottom magazine that have not been expended yet.
Well, he didn't shoot everything.
Those bullets feel all weird too.
You pop them out of the magazine and interact with them directly. In the magazine, they don't
pull one out and try and look at it.
Yeah, you definitely get the same sense once you're actually touching them.
now that they're also intact and everything, is there any kind of like imprinting for like how they were cased and stuff? Like any branding on the boxes or?
Make a either technology or aim, whichever you prefer, and that would be a intellect, I guess. Well, intellect or cunning, whichever would be your favored.
I'm gonna try to glance at them too.
Yeah, she'll actually bring them over to Liminal. Like, all right, here we go. What are we looking at? Can she
Look at him.
I'm going to pitch something as to whether or not I could tell something about it, just from my background and having probably seen a lot of like home reloading. Could
Okay.
she tell if this was like professionally done or?
And what about your background leads to home reloads?
The survival background.
Yeah,
Oh.
she was a survivalist.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you
Yeah.
add your I'll let you add your path rating as an enhancement
Okay.
to that roll, so that'll come up. That would be the same roll for you, aim or technology plus intellect or cunning, whichever's higher.
Okay.
And
so
what
I
did you-
roll 5, and then what am I adding to that? My path, right?
Yeah, so your origin path would act as an enhancement. You don't add it to the dice you roll, but if you get a material success, it adds to your success pool. So 3 in total, including your enhancement?
Yes.
And how many did you get liminal on yours?
5.
Excellent. And on yours, Fafa?
Oh,
Did you roll?
only 2.
All right, so that's 11.
I have a lot of
Okay.
aims, so I was like, I'll help. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
beautiful.
God, because
When
my
I was-
2 successes over here.
when I was learning powers, they taught me how to shoot guns to help.
So between all of you sort of having a meeting of the minds here, you're relatively certain that this was a home-packed bullet, but the bullet itself was actually also home-forged. So whatever this alloy is that the actual bullet itself is made of, not the casing,
Mm-hmm.
appears to have been crafted as some sort of an alloy, melted down, and home-poured, and then put into a home-loaded case.
And we don't know what this alloy is.
You can't identify it directly. You need to get into a lab or something.
So is
like
it
that.
so is it the alloy itself that is messing with the Nova, or is there something additional on the bullet messing with the Nova?
near as you can tell, it's the alloy itself, though, unless you have any sort of like a mega edge or power to examine it on like a chemical or molecular level, you have no way of knowing that without going to a lab.
Yep, so we're gonna have to figure someone else to help with that. Sorry, go ahead.
As everyone's just hunkering over the bullet, they're just gonna hear like loud crunching behind them, and just dumpster fire's got just a big bag of potato chips, like extremely large, did not fit in a pocket. The bag's a little slimy actually, and he's just sitting there just watching.
Are those barbecue?
No, it's all dressed up. It's the Canadian flavor. It's like
All dressed are amazing. It's my favorite kind of chip besides dill. Dill pickle chips are the best.
Better.
want one?
Sure. I just phased into a guy. I don't care.
He just holds out the bag for everybody.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, gotta keep your blood sugar up. Wait,
Yeah, I
wait,
didn't
so-
get to eat at the event because we got called away. It was the whole thing.
True. I didn't get to eat yet.
I sent my date to get me a drink, and he never came back.
We got him a puppy though.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I mean, for now, he's babysitting, puppy sitting.
Cody better be okay when I get back.
You guys had a dog?
Yes.
All right. Anything
Call
else
him
that,
light rescue.
that you'd
Oh,
like to do on this rooftop?
Oh, my
Yes.
Christmas card.
If he said that he saw something outside his window, are there any businesses out here that we could maybe persuade to let us see their security cams? I mean, this building is the middle of the town. There's got to be at least one store out there with a paranoid fucker who.
Oh, probably, yeah. There's also municipal like traffic cams and stuff you might be able to get access to if you have a way of accessing.
I mean, I'm not
them.
good with it personally, but I'm sure we could find somebody that'll do us a favor.
Worth a shot. It's how I got caught.
I'm pretty sure our boss did this himself.
I had that thought. I'm not gonna lie that he was working with somebody to make this happen. Which is why I said there probably isn't one mastermind. I think it's a team of a few people.
I think it's just him, and that's why it failed spectacularly.
Okay.
Well,
You're going to have to connect a few dots here for me.
yeah.
So he scheduled a party that is well beyond the means of our company to pay for to showcase Team Dumpster Fire, and then he comes under attack during his own party, in which case Team Dumpster Fire has to act to save him, thereby bringing more publicity onto his company.
Well,
Wouldn't it have made a lot more sense for him to get himself shot at the party in front of the cameras?
Or with bullets that didn't negate Nova powers, or at least his own.
Or
It's a
he
suicide at
knew,
that point.
or he knew a certain someone would open a magical warp portal in the middle of the party.
But that's all they saw. It would have been much more impressive if they had seen us do all kinds of weird shit in front of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They've seen your portal a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Wow.
Those aren't all dressed. That's like barbecue.
Right? Took me out.
I thought
Immersion broke.
I thought I had a bag of all dressed in the cabin.
All right, share dumpster. Come on.
Let's spin this around because we're not exactly branded. So
Not sponsored by
Lays.
Blaze. Sorry.
Yeah, not yet. Keep the faith.
I'm confident.
So, is there anything
Maybe
else?
after this episode.
I'm sorry.
That we keep
I
talking
meant like
about
it's loud and it's driving me a little crazy.
Is there anything else that you wanted to do on this rooftop? Or are you gonna go
Well-
elsewhere, or are you going to?
Hey,
probably don't need to
dumpster,
be in
open
the-
up. I want to put the gun away.
Away?
Yeah,
Yeah.
open up. Come on.
Shove the gun in.
You know, he's a grown man. He can feed himself, Ghost. All right. You don't have to spoon feed him things like guns. That's
You need
weird.
to get him like a loincloth bib. Like,
I mean, isn't
Modesty
it just an
panel?
apron? That's called an apron.
oh yeah, I guess that's what that would be.
It'd just be a waist apron.
But it's got to have like a lobster on it, you know.
Or our team's logo, because branding.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Security cameras.
yeah, I'm fine with checking around, see if there's any way we can see other people around here.
Hey,
Even in flight, and that's not something that we know our boss has. There's like a lot of things happening that I just want to make sure it's not somebody else entirely, because that's who I still think it is.
Do any of you have technology? You have technology as a skill? Like have dots
Yeah,
in it?
one.
Do.
Okay.
You have it?
Mm-mm.
No?
How many?
I think I do.
One dot?
Do I? Oh, I have one.
You can try to work in tandem to hack the security cameras. That's probably you're.
And I was just gonna ask real nice.
Who were you going to ask, real nice?
Any local business where we can see a camera nearby that might be pointed in that direction?
Okay. Yeah. As you look around for a bit, looks like
Like if there's a 7-Eleven.
there's two things. There's the traffic cameras, and there's actually an apartment complex across the street that has a security camera. It looks like it might have caught not the part of the roof that you're on, but the part of the roof where he was standing when he fired.
Might be traffic camera hacking time then, since I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to sweet talk the DMB.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe we don't have to sweet talk him. I mean, would Huahua know in terms of like legal bureaucracy if there are any laws that allow us to call up local like police forces or whatever and be like, we need access to these things because XYZ?
I mean, you may be able to do that. If nothing else, you can. I believe you can actually FOIA request the footage from a traffic cam, but that's
We could
gonna
also
take
all
you
be
some-
dead before that happens.
It's going to take some time.
Good point. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should just try and like run in there distressed and see if they'll just be nice to you.
Let me go to the apartment building first. Maybe there's like a guard office.
Huh?
Hmm?
Yeah,
You,
come with.
Yeah, sure.
I could bring you over.
Let's go.
Okay. She'll
Just
probably fly you
following.
over.
So,
Oh, I forgot you flew. That's exciting.
how would I go about stealing this footage in 2028?
Would you? Well, apart from hacking into the system,
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to.
Where would I go to like physically steal the system?
I would assume it would probably be stored somewhere within, like a county or a city server.
It's probably
Most
mostly
likely.
cloud-based at this point.
Yeah, I was about to say it's
Right.
on the cloud.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like a physical, there's probably like I would imagine there's a physical archive of probably the last 12 to 24 hours that's accessible right there in the police station. I would allow for that to be reasonable, though it is probably cloud based. So aside from hacking, running into a place that's full of armed police and possibly municipal protectors and trying to rip a terminal out of the wall, I mean that's a possibility.
I might want to see about getting my contents to the appropriate locations they need to be. Like the wounded guy.
Like
to
a hospital? And the bullet to a lab?
Bullet to a lab. Bullet and gun to a lab. The perpetrator to police as they arrive for, holding him for questioning or something like that.
We probably don't want to let the general public know that he was possibly used by somebody. That's the kind of power that gets people real scared.
Yeah, do we have some private like offices we could maybe securely hole him up just until we figure everything out? I think
That'd be illegal.
I mean,
No, we're
aren't you kind of holding him against his will now?
Yeah, I mean, we are
That's a
kidnapping.
arrest.
It's a citizen's digestion.
not.
Well, and while you're having this discussion, are the two of you going to fly over to the apartment building?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if they
Uh,
had any cameras pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, there's a guard sitting behind the door in the front lobby. Heavy-set dude eating a Twinkie.
It's right around the corner. Hi, do you know who we are? Hello.
Hello. I don't, but I'd like to.
Oh, that's surprising. We're on Team Dumpster Fire. We're very important.
Oh yeah, I think I saw you guys on Slider's show earlier. What can I do for you?
Yeah. You saw our team leader. He's great. He's lovely. He has a cute dog.
He does. Oh, it's an adorable dog. I got one myself. My wife wanted it. I'm more of a cat person, but
So you have some cameras pointed at a couple things. There was a bit of an incident recently. We're just trying to look into it for a concerned citizen. I was wondering if we could take a look at your camera footage.
Absolutely. Here, he stands up and offers you his chair.
Thanks, that'd be great. Like, I'm trying to zoom past, like, I've photographic memory. Can I just zoom
Right.
past for the last, like, 4 hours?
Right. So you can figure out based on like the time that you got your text message and start working backwards from there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take you very long at all to find it.
Is there anything on there?
All you see is this guy walk up, and as he's walking up, it literally looks as if he's being puppeted.
Oh, like he's like jerky and weird and like
Right.
not in control of his own body.
Right.
Oh,
And
he aimed so well then with the gun.
you see as he leans over the side and locks himself down, you see a slight glow start to emanate from him, as if whatever power is moving him is being concentrated or built up, and it builds for probably about 2 or 3 minutes before he starts just unloading the gun.
Okay. Can I
And-
like download this to my 2028 phone real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Okay,
and
I'm gonna get
before you do, she like leans over, hair almost covering the screen. He said that he saw someone in front of his window, even like way earlier in the day.
Yeah, we can go back earlier and see if we find anybody. Definitely.
Cool. And she turns over to the secret. Thank you so much. This
You're
is
the
so
sweetest. You're so nice.
Anytime. Would you be willing to sign an autograph for my daughter? My daughter loves Novas.
Oh, of course, we're happy to. Yeah, no problem.
Let me get you out my autograph book. He
Awesome.
licks
Okay,
some
so
Twinkie cream off of his fingers and takes the
Yeah,
notebook out.
while we're doing that, I'm gonna go back through the like previous several, like, you know, at least few hours before he got up there.
Yeah, give me a technology and I guess it would be
Cunning?
probably, I guess would apply. I mean, you could make arguments for intellect in terms of examining, you know, the boundaries, things along those lines, or resolve if you wanted to spend a lot of time doing it. But I think cunning would be the most applicable here.
Cunning's also my favorite approach. Yay, keep rolling at least 110. That makes me very happy. 1,
Excellent.
2. Stop rolling. 3 successes.
Beautiful. As you look back, you get about an hour and 20 minutes or so before sunset. All you see is like a streak sort of fly through the sky, coming from above and going down to that, like, in a trajectory that looks like it's going to the other side of that building.
Right, but we
the
can't
only-
see it when it comes to a stop because I'm at the wrong side of the building. Cool.
Right.
But I can at least, I can download that little clip too, so maybe we can slow it down later, check it out better.
enhance.
Yeah, I was gonna translate that, just be like enhance. Is it a videotape, sir? I just always think of The Office.
It's fair.
This is a VHS. But it's 2028, so I'm hoping that we actually can enhance a little bit once we get to a better computer that isn't my 2028 phone.
Right. Not your iPhone 27.
Can you not enhance by illusion control?
I have no idea how that could possibly work.
Not without having something to refer to. You know what I mean? Like, she'd still need that
She
raw
could
data.
make it up.
Yeah,
but
I was like,
that doesn't help.
Yeah.
If
I
she had
can create
cyberkinesis or
audio-visual
something like that?
projection. Do what?
If you had cyberkinesis or something like that, you could take the raw data that's in there and
Oh yeah, if I had that, but like I
Right.
could literally just make audio visual projections. Like
right.
it's gem and holograms. That's all I wanted in my life.
It's a truly outrageous power.
Yeah. I just wanted to be truly outrageous.
Truly outrageous.
So I'm gonna sign the guy's autograph because I'm nice.
Excellent.
And then...
He grants you the footage. Gives you thanks you for taking the time to speak with him and taking the time to autograph everything.
Thank you so much. You were so helpful.
And you managed to regroup with this footage in hand. Where would you like to go from there?
I'm gonna show it to them first and see if they have any insight.
Are we all meeting back on the roof, or where do you want me to fly you?
Get back to the roof. That's where everybody was for the time being.
Sounds good to me.
Didn't take us long. We should probably figure out where to take our boss, though.
Well, where does our boss want to go?
Yeah, do we have access to like a Nova facility for medical stuff or anything like that? Like I'm assuming we have
Safe
some.
house?
Yeah, safe house, anything.
You have Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Oh boy.
We're screwed. He's gonna die of an infection that could have been saved in a third world country.
You can take him to Cook County.
Why did any of us take the job?
I
Also,
got
even,
bullied.
even
Well-
like Trinity in general has better healthcare and stuff than we do now. Like it's not modern day. It's
Right, yeah,
better
I
than
mean,
that.
Cook County is not a bad place. I'm just saying that you can take him to Cook. You don't have like a special, you don't have a special facility or anything along those lines.
Yep, then the hospital.
I mean, if we're trying, we don't want to leave him unattended in a hospital until we can figure out who's trying to, so if we leave him in the hospital, people could just take him out while he's there, and then other people could get hurt as well. We might want to keep him close, or if we're going to go back somewhere, maybe bring him back to like one of our apartments or...
Tell you what, spit him out. Let me check on him again. And you can swallow him again until we're ready to settle down somewhere.
Oh, they stay in the same state.
Oh, he's fine. Why are we in a rush?
Well,
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's fine.
I get a little bit of an upset tummy.
So take some Gas X
If I
and hold on to the boss.
wrong end.
Oh my God, there's a Pepto-Bismol sponsorship for you in the works. I'm going to let him know about this later because I think this is a great opportunity. The
You're
company
gonna
could
be
probably
running
profit
just-
from that.
I just-
Ugly pink coat.
It just. I'd prefer if we didn't take too long.
Also, I don't think that his actual stomach and his pocket dimensions are the same thing. I'm not sure Pepto-Bismol would help. I'm pretty sure I
Throw
said
the Pepto into the pocket dimension.
Like hose it down? Oh no, that's
Yeah.
going to be messy.
Not if he gets it all in there.
I'm sorry. Okay. Can we hold on to him for a little bit longer? I just worry that if we bring him to a hospital, that could be pretty dangerous. Not just for him, but for other people who have no idea what's going on.
So our boss is rich, right? Like he's got a limo, a bulletproof limo, right? Is that a fair assessment, Travis?
It's fair to say he's probably got some. I mean, as far as you know, he bankrolled all the startup for this company.
And so then I will just I will warp to another location on Earth.
Okay.
I
There
don't
are many
know.
of those. Which one specifically?
Japan,
Okay.
and we'll take him to a hospital in Japan.
Better health care. Oh my God.
Is it?
That's fair. All right. So you warp to, shall we say, Tokyo,
Of course.
downtown Tokyo. You've seen pictures of downtown Tokyo, so it's a little easier for you to conceptualize.
yes, downtown where the hospitals are.
Yeah. And you start asking around for a hospital.
Also, which district in
Do you
Tokyo?
speak Japanese?
No.
No, but English is fairly commonly spoken in Japan, though, fortunately. Yeah, you start asking around for a hospital. You eventually get directions to one. That's fine. Is anyone going along with... Well, A, Dumpster Fire, are you okay with going along with this? And B, are the rest of you going to accompany him on this journey?
Speak your feelings.
They'll go with it.
All right.
So
I mean,
Ghost
yeah, I'm
is
going.
with, and she tries to talk to people, knowing that it basically has about all the power of a subliminal message. But she basically tries to any hospital staff they come up to. She's like, "Rich American pays cash later."
I love it.
Waffle just...
I'm just gonna keep
Oh.
pointing at Enterprise, going, "Gomen nasai, totomo baka yo." Gomen. Gomen. Gomen nasai.
She takes out the platinum card and is like,
I'm just like, yes, fans, yes.
oh my God, this is not the time. Put it away. Put it in your pants. We need to get this guy to a hospital.
Well, I don't know what she's saying. I just think she's identifying me to all of my Japanese fans.
Baka gaijin. Gomen.
See? By name, even.
Intupita is baka gaijin. Gomen.
And So you're offering to pay with you're paying with the platinum card.
Yeah.
Excellent. You pay with the platinum card. You regurgitate your. Are you regurgitating all your contents or just
No,
the boss?
we do it one at a time.
Okay. So you
just
spit
boss.
You spit the boss out. As soon as the boss hits the ground, still unconscious, you hear in your mind, "Are we in Japan?"
Wait, only Fafa or all of us?
Just Fafa.
God, no, again.
Oh, Fafa came to a place where her name translates.
I could have swore I heard somebody thinking in Japanese. Are we in Japan?
In a mind reply, yes, there's better healthcare, but also if we wanted to keep your injury discreet while we figured things out, we thought if we relocated you somewhere else vaguely. For the
Nothing
time
I'm
being,
sure
says-
it would
nobody
help.
saw us walk out of a warp portal here.
Nothing says discretion like
Oh,
a giant sucking
everyone
chest wound.
saw us because
Yeah.
I waved on the way down.
Please tell me
I am
you
nervous,
warped
yeah.
me into like a back alley somewhere, right? Like that. No. Okay.
I can't hear what's happening.
I'm just
I'm
gonna
sure
throw
the
this out
boss
here.
knows how discreet Enterprise really is.
We're going to have a meeting later. Like a real meeting. We're going to talk about group tactics, communication.
That's all I've ever wanted.
All right. Yeah.
We're going to have a PowerPoint presentation because this is getting a little out of hand.
I should have really talked to you like way before this process. I'm glad we had this conversation. This, if it's any comfort, I've had dates end way worse than this one.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. We probably only got like a couple of hours before this goes worldwide. Japanese Twitter's crazy because of kanji. They can fit like 50,000 words in one post. So we may want to move on.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So you get him into a room. Right about the time you get some people looking at him, they're doing minor surgery. Fortunately, they tell you that the bullet missed anything vital. And about an hour later, a woman walks in to the hospital, into the hallway that you're all in, that you all recognize. You've seen her on the cover of Forbes and Fortune and various other websites and digital magazines and things of the like. It's Anna DeVries.
Okay, say it's Mr. Brace, huh? Yeah. Yep. Great.
She walks in and says, "So you're Connor's people?"
I mean, I'm my own person, but we work for him.
And you are? Don't be
Anna.
rude.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Anna DeVries. She puts her hand out.
Was that shade? Feels
I
really-
don't see it. Just, it's not ringing a bell, I guess.
She says, "I just came by to extend my deepest condolences for what must have been a traumatic experience for Mr. Connors, and to ask that once he's well enough, that you please communicate to him that the DeVries Agency is more than willing to renegotiate the terms of his severance and discuss those little bits of unresolved business that we have remaining. Would you mind passing that message along for me?"
That sounds threatening.
No,
sure.
If I was threatening him, I'd be far more blatant about it, and I probably wouldn't come in person.
Smart people aren't blatant about it, but okay.
You're liminal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the little bit that ended on you. It was very impressive. All of you, very, very impressive. Especially, what is it? Heavy Rescue? Is that what you like to go by?
Yeah. Yeah.
She pulls out her business card. "Why don't you give me a call, cutie?" She hands you the card. "Be seeing you." She
Well,
turns
he's
on
gone.
her- turns
He's
on her
not-
high
Oh.
heels and walks away.
He's gone. We lost him.
Ghost follows her.
Okay.
Ooh.
Not saying anything, just walking behind her.
Okay.
So,
You get out to the front. She steps up to a limousine that's waiting there for her, and she stops and looks over her shoulder. Not quite, doesn't quite turn to actually face you, just enough that you can clearly hear her voice. And she says, "You understand, if I twitch wrong, there are 10 elites within eyesight of us that will take you down, right?"
I'm not here to cause any trouble. I just wanted to ask how many bullets are part of the usual severance package.
She smirks. "I'm glad to see that you have a firm grasp on the way that work for hire is handled among our particular class of freelancers. I bid you a good day, Ghost, and I'm certain that we will run into each other again."
Hopefully not. She turns to walk back inside.
She hops in the limousine and drives off.
Oh my god, the balls. They're so big.
That's why I love Ghost. She's all just composure and vitriol.
And that is where we will wrap things up for this session. So,
Oh my god, Travis, I know it was a serious moment, so I kept my mouth shut. But when you were like, if I so much as twitch wrong, all my brain was saying was like, we've been twitching wrong for 3 hours.
Pretty much.
that's how we do.
That's all I could think. I was like, oh my god, keep it in, keep it in, keep it in. Serious.
Our team's a perpetual spasm, essentially, at this point. We're just like, all the time.
That could be our new team name.
The
Perpetual spasm also sounds like our punk cover.
So,
It also sounds like a vibrator.
so, wow.
Well,
Good night, everybody.
So,
everybody.
any
Oh,
questions,
that's
comments,
all, folks.
complaints, or concerns from the assembled?
I had a great time. I want to now I want to see what happens next because that's what happens.
No, that cliffhanger.
I know. I was like looking at my clock and I was like, it's 9:08. Like you can't wrap it up in time. Like obviously we have to stop soon. I'm like, okay, so I'll sign on for the next session. Like,
Yes, and to that end,
provided that in the meantime we can have a meeting about our team dynamic and tactics.
Really, really good DMing is you're sitting there going, there's no way he can wrap it up in the next 10 minutes. I guess I'm signed on for the next one. And within the course of that 10 minutes, you go, well, I need to freaking sign on for the next one. I need to know where this is.
Yeah.
well, I'm glad that you've enjoyed it. I'm glad to see that chat seems to be enjoying it. So there's a couple of pieces of bookkeeping I wanted to cover. First of all, what you've read in the chat is true. We have basically unlocked the affiliate status requirements for Twitch. Yay! Mm-hmm. So we should be, as soon as all of the paperworky side stuff gets handled internally with Twitch, we'll be able to start offering subs and emotes and all that fun stuff. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't done so, please follow the channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. We've crossed 600 followers, I believe, at the start of this stream. I believe our 600th was actually Cassandra, so thank you so much for that.
Yeah, which I loved. I was like, yay!
Yeah, we will definitely be able to put together something with these characters in this world, this setting. We'll be returning. I have to go to Gen Con. I'm leaving literally in the morning to head to Indianapolis. So there's going to be a couple days we'll be making some announcements about the regular schedule at Gen Con, and then, obviously subsequently here and on social media and whatnot. But just might take us a few days to figure out when we're going to do this next, because we had initially only planned on doing these first couple of episodes. But this has been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun. Everybody here seems to have had a lot of fun. Everybody in chat seems to have had a lot of fun. So I don't see any reason not to do that. Please be sure that you're following everyone on their social medias. If you guys, I'm going to go around and have everybody do just real quick who you are, where they can find you on social media, and then we will wrap things up because I'm keeping everybody way late, and I know that, folks would like to eat dinner and whatnot. So.
Yeah, I don't want to be a jerk, but I do have to get up for work in 8 hours.
Oh, right. Also, did I forget to mention? I just saw that Ian posted in the chat. This is also a victory party.
Yeah.
Aberrant Kickstarter is complete. We got $125,000, 313% of goal, and unlocked every one of the stretch goals that we had up on the Kickstarter. So
what's really
thank you
funny
all
is
so
that
much.
with like 1 minute to go, we were at 125,004, and I had a $5 pledge. And usually I unpledge from our Kickstarters, because I can access the things.
Right, because
But instead, I just upped it to a hardback because I was like, screw it. Like, I don't want to like dip below. And then it ended at like 125,000 or like 098, and I was like, oh, well, I could have dropped out, but I didn't want to like take the risk of, like,
Backsies.
1 minute to go or like 60 seconds to go or whatever it was. So I was like, I'm just gonna.
right, you don't want to be the one that robbed us of Duke Rallo. Instead, we're gonna get some Duke
Yeah.
Rallo. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, I'll invest in the original print run essentially.
And that'll be
Because I
up
might-
on. Right, and that'll be up on Backer Kit fairly shortly. And so when we do return with more collateral damage, we'll have some information about that for you. And then let's go ahead and let's start with Liminal. Why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and where we can find you on the social medias?
Hi, I'm Dixie Cochran, as you can see under my name somewhere. There. And I work for Onyx. I'm an in-house developer. So I work for Chronicles of Darkness and Exalted, but I do edit a lot of our books. So I work on all the lines at some point or another. And since I already said I had to get up at 5 a.m. for work, I also work 4 hours a week at Sephora. Because why not? So if you're ever in Delaware and go to Sephora, you'll come see me.
Beautiful.
That's not
And
far.
I believe all our
And
socials.
I'm Dixie Cyanide on all socials. Sorry.
Yeah, and I believe all our socials just got dropped in the chat too.
Yeah, but if you're watching this on
It
VOD,
certainly did.
Thank you so much for doing that, Ian. Next up, we've got Ghost. Why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and where we can
Hi.
find you?
I'm Ashley May. I'm a writer on the Dungeon Masters Guild, and I'm also doing some writing for Onyx Path now. I've got some work coming out in the upcoming Legend lore, and hoping to be able to create some lovely Pugmire material that's going to be going on to the Dungeon Masters Guild in the onto Drive Through RPG in the not too distant future.
Canis Minor? Is it Canis Minor?
Yes,
or is it...
Canis Minor.
There
Yes.
we go.
I'm also going to be here this upcoming Tuesday on the Pugmire stream that's going to be taking over Aberrant's time slot on Tuesday. You can find me on Twitter at Ashley May Writes, which just got dropped down there in the chat. And you can also find my works on Dungeon Masters Guild under the name Ashley May.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next up, the hero of the group, the chibi himself, Dumpster Fire. Why don't you tell us?
AKA Bento.
It's my favorite
Got many
thing.
compartments of deliciousness.
I am the Connery. You can find me on Twitter at the Connery or on the Devil's Luck Gaming Twitter account at Team Devil's Luck, because I'm the editor-in-chief over at Devil's Luck Gaming, our own little Twitch channel that we run a variety, mostly tabletop games, and one of those tabletop games is Scarred Lands 5e Pirates of Bloodwater, which we run every Saturday at 8 Eastern. It's an actual in-person, in-costume play show that we do on a weekly basis, a long form campaign. They're off on the blood sea, floating around, looking for treasure.
If
all that
anybody
fun
ever
stuff.
invites me to a long form campaign with costuming, I will die and go to heaven, because costuming and makeup is my favorite thing in the world. So-
Right? It is a lot of fun and like super like great for immersion, I find.
yeah, even just like the little bit that like you and I have been doing for like this kind of stuff, or like doing a little bit of something.
Yeah, you pick an outfit and you're like, this is this person. I put this
Yeah.
person on today.
But, like full costume is so much cooler. Like watch Devil's Luck, y'all. Also Scarred Lands is awesome. It's amazing.
All those things are true, and we in fact host Pirates of Bloodwater here on this channel, so you can come here, get a taste of it, and hop over to the Devil's Luck channel as soon. We'll be having some incentives that you can get as long as you're active in their chats. That's coming up real soon. Like I said, with Gen Con coming up, a couple of things might take a couple days after Gen Con to sort of coalesce, but
Post-con.
I have a sneaking suspicion that you're going to want to be watching and active in their chats on a regular basis going forward. So, and speaking of the Devil's Luck Gaming folks, Fwa, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm Cassandra Lee. I'm the other co-owner of Devil's Luck Gaming, more affectionately known as Production Mom, because I yell at people to put on wigs and gauntlets and make overlays and slave in the Photoshop mines. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm really glad that today we got to work more with the different skills and stuff and see them in a investigatory social, seeing that we could help each other and stuff. It's definitely made me more excited to play other games in the system now that you get to see more of what's there. So I had a lot of fun.
I agree. Yeah, I kind of wound up running things a little bit backwards in the way I envisioned them going. Because I envisioned our first game would be a little bit more social and investigative, and our second game would be a little bit more punching people. But apparently, who knew? You have random NPCs explode in the background due to violent action, and all of a sudden players start getting, we should stop that. So.
I just like that you thought you were going to sit there and have an in-depth conversation with Lightning Bug while people were literally exploding around us.
How funny would that have been, though?
I mean,
we're good guys.
I mean, liminal social here trying to do trying to talk people down, to be really negotiate things. They're all just over there going slice and dice, slice and dice. It's this isn't going anywhere.
That's all fair. That's all fair. And so, last but certainly not least, Enterprise. Tell us who you are, what you do.
My name is James. I go by Rin or RTR Rin here. I am the founder of Roll the Roll. We are a Twitch channel that does all kinds of tabletop role playing for all genres and game systems. We do Onyx Path's Scarred Lands on Sunday, which is how Travis found us. And that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. And they will be hosted here as well. On Sundays, it's 1 p.m. Eastern. So you can tune in here and catch them. And you can head over to their chat. They will also be having some incentives for people that are participating in their chat in the coming weeks. And then I am Travis Legg. I am the line developer for Scarred Lands, and I guess the part of the team that is putting together this Twitch stuff. So,
W, you're a wonderful DM.
Oh, yeah, thank you. You're so sweet. I love you guys. You guys are awesome, and I feel very, very lucky and thrilled and blessed to have had this experience this week. It's been a heck of a ramp up. I'm glad that we were able to get those affiliate milestones knocked out. I thank each and every one of you on this screen for helping us make that happen, because without you, we wouldn't have been able to. And each and every one of you in this chat as well. So thank you all so much. If you are at Gen Con, I think there's still some tickets for the Onyx Path panels that are happening. Come by, learn what's going on with Onyx Path. There's a lot of areas to cover, and I believe you can get those tickets at the Gen Con events site. I will be at Authors Avenue, Table R. So come by, say hi, give me a hug, tell me how much you love what we're doing with the Twitch channel, or don't, and then just be silent if you don't like it, because I can't deal with criticism very well.
Our Scion developer is screaming for a sequel stream. So.
I believe that you can almost guarantee that there will be a sequel stream. We just will have to figure out when, and we'll let you know.
Probably after Gen Con, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, won't be during Gen Con. And lastly, I do want to just remind you to have your notifications on, because you never know, there might be some pirate broadcasting happening this weekend. We'll just have to see. So with that, I think we will get out of y'all's hair. Everybody have a wonderful, beautiful night. And as Jerry Springer used to say, be good to yourselves and each other.
Try fast, take chances.
Right.